Well, hello, everyone. You caught me as I was still getting done, like I'm still getting ready. Still getting ready here. Just wanted to burn a little incense for the evening. Hello, everybody. This is Lisa. I'm Lisa. This is Heart of Inspiration. Thank you very much for joining me. And here at this channel, we help you lead a whole and healed, spirit-filled, peaceful, and prosperous life. So, let me light a little incense. I love a little incense. So this is our typical Sunday day. Hey, Lady J, how are you? This is our typical Sunday broadcast, but I'm doing it today because tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Now I got smoke all everywhere. You guys are going to think I'm like burning like weed or something. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. And, you know, I wanted to give people an opportunity to do their thing tomorrow. Hey, Enduring Hope. Hey, you and your feelings. Hello. So that's why I decided I wanted to come on today and talk about this. This is going to be another call-in show, right? 2 nights in a row. And the call-in number is up there, 608-665-1785. And we'll turn on the numbers and the call-in just a little bit. So this particular show, right? Come on. This particular show, I'm well, thank you. Our Indigo Deep segments, it could be any kind of topic, but it's really about the depth of living, you know, a spirit-led life. And some of the things that come up for us as light workers and light warriors and indigo people and, you know, basically enlightened ones, spiritual ones, whatever you call your spiritual life, right? Where you're at right now. Once you become awakened and aware of spirit. And once you become awakened and aware of, or start to become awakened and aware of who you are, the power that you possess, and the walk, because, you know, that's kind of like the purpose of going to church or going to mass or going to mosque or going anywhere, right? Any type of spiritual, you know, religious gathering that's where you learn how to walk it out. That's where you learn how to walk your spirituality out. Ouch. And, you know, this is kind of no different. So with this whole, you know, coronavirus thing going on, and I actually started to call it something about the coronavirus, but I'm like, don't be sensational. I wanted to come and talk about not living in fear and hopefully giving people a space to discuss their current fears. Talk about how, no, you go over there. Talk about how they're coping with it. And I think with everything else that's going on in general, right? I mean, it's not just today it's the coronavirus, however long that's going to last. Tomorrow, it could be something else. I mean, you know, we had Kobe Bryant that just tragically died in a helicopter crash. And then we had a plane crash somewhere else in the world, I believe. This isn't the first thing that's going to happen in 2020. This isn't the last thing that's going to happen in 2020 or beyond. And so I just wanted to give us space to discuss it and to talk about it. I think the first thing to remember about not living in fear, like I put in the description below, is it's very important to remember that fear is a very low frequency on the scale. And I wanted to also, I've got here a vibrational chart, and you can actually download this for free on my website. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. So here we have Omega, and I don't remember what's at the very bottom. There's something else down there at the very bottom. Anyway, ultimate consciousness, right? And this are vibrational frequencies as we go up the scale. So you see, shame is like at 20, guilt is like at 30, apathy, you just don't give a crap, is at 50, grief is 75, and fear is at 100. Also notice that fear is right here in the solar plexus zone. We've not reached green, right? This goes by chakra color as well. So red's down here, orange is your sacral, yellow is your solar plexus. Sorry, it's been a long day. Green is your heart chakra. And then we get to blue, your throat chakra, and then kind of an indigo up here for your third eye, and then purple for your crown chakra. So if you look at the, like fear at 100 is way down here. It's like a primal, low vibrational frequency. Okay? I mean, it's even below desire at 115, anger at 130, I think that says, or 150. Pride at 175. Like, you're vibrating at a higher level, a higher frequency, if you're being prideful than if you're in fear. That's kind of deep. We're going to talk about that in relationship to narcissists and empaths. Okay? But, right? This is all, really, honestly, to me, the green doesn't even start until we get to the upper 300s to the lower 400s in vibrational frequencies. But we'll talk about that some other time. But anyway, fear is way down here. Fear is when, like, you get into fear when you're not feeling safe in your lower three chakras. And if we stay here as light beings, we're not going to be able to operate very well. We're not going to be able to operate very well at all. We're definitely not operating out of a upper consciousness, spirit-led, third eye level. Okay? We're definitely not operating from that point, for sure. So, we cannot live in fear. If we're living in fear, we're not living in power. Even the Bible says, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. Power, love, and a sound mind. That doesn't sound like somebody that's scared and running like, oh my God. And I'm not saying to not be prepared or not be cautious. I'm not saying to willy-nilly go eat flipping bat soup, for goodness sakes. Hey, sweetie. Right? I'm not saying to do that. What I am... And Gemini is like, seriously, Mom, you've been like down here all day. Here, honey, go over there for a minute. What I am saying, though, is we have to look at why we are operating in fear. No. Good, Lady J. Good. Welcome. Hey, Autism Mommy. Hey, baby. What I am saying is that we can actually choose to not live in fear. So when these thoughts, so when I first heard about the coronavirus, for example, we'll just take that as an example because that's what's really out here right now. And the first thought was, okay, well, it's over in China. They do weird stuff. Let go of your fear of cats. Well, maybe if you can hear Gemini purring, you won't be afraid of her at all. When I heard about the coronavirus, I was like, oh, it's over in China. And I don't eat weird stuff. And I cook all my food. And then I heard about it becoming an epidemic, and now they're kind of calling it a plague, if you will. And, there's some cases, I guess there's the first actual case of someone that communicated it to somebody else that's recently been confirmed here in the States. So my first thought was, ooh, gosh. I remember SARS. Do you guys remember SARS back in the day? The bird flu. And then there was Ebola. And I think there was something else. And every year or two, they come up with something, right? There's something new. I had a choice to say, I'm going to buy out every mask that's in the town and the neighboring towns. I had a choice to say, oh my gosh, I'm not like going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm staying in my house. I had a choice to be like, oh my gosh, I'm over 40 and they're saying that the virus hits people harder that are over 40. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. But you can tell how bored I am with this, right? But I'm like, well, okay, what is my fear? So the first thing you have to understand with letting go of or not living in fear is you have to identify why you have the fear. Like, what is this really? What am I really honestly afraid of? Because fear, right, the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. So what am I really afraid of? Okay, so the fear that was coming on potentially was, okay, there is this virus. So antibiotics can't help it. First of all, there's this virus. We don't know if it's airborne. We don't know if it's bodily fluid. We don't know if it's, just by eating crap. We don't know, but I got to guess that, because it, how it's being communicated, it's potentially somewhat airborne, but I feel like you got to be in close contact with somebody. Okay. Okay, we don't know how long the virus can live outside of someone's body. And I'm just going through this checklist of things. Wow, okay, we don't know. We don't know if tainted food is coming over. We don't know. What do we know, though? We do know that it's a virus, and I looked up what coronavirus is. And if you look up what a coronavirus is, coronaviruses range from the common cold to walking pneumonia and everything in between. So think about this for a second. How many of you have had a cold? How many of you had a viral flu where the Tamiflu didn't help? I mean, have you had more than one cold in your life? Probably. Fewer of us have ever had walking pneumonia. But let's be real. I think everybody under the sound of my voice has had a cold. So I had to put that in that perspective. That, okay, they're calling it the coronavirus. In reality, coronaviruses are everything from a common cold, the sniffles, to walking pneumonia. That's a super, super wide range. Super duper wide range. Okay? Great. We've looked at that. Then I said, okay, so what am I really, really afraid of? Well, that I'm going to catch it, that I'm going to die. Right? Because people are saying how fatal it is. And I'm not trying to minimize this. Let me put that out there. I'm not trying to minimize. I'm not trying to say don't be prepared. I'm not trying to say, just walk around kissing everybody. I'm not trying to say that perhaps if you're flying, like I'll be flying soon to Seattle, am I planning on wearing a mask in the airport? I just might. I have to be smart. Especially when I'm transferring to international airports. I just might. Hey, CJD. Okay? So that's real. What are the other things that I'm going to do? Well, I'm going to make sure that my body is, got the proper amount of vitamin C, that I'm getting proper rest before I go on my trip, that I take like that airborne stuff. I have some herbal, blends like I get from doTERRA that are for, like they keep you from getting sick. Right? They boost your immune system. And I also have like an herbal spray that I'm going to take with, ouch, kitty. I have an herbal like hand sanitizer, surface sanitizer that I'm going to take with me as well. Okay? But I am not going to sit here and not travel because of the coronavirus. I'm not going to sit here, kitten. I'm not going to sit here and not go places and not do things because of the coronavirus. I had to identify what was my fear, and then I also had to identify what are the chances of me actually contracting this disease, this virus. What are the real chances? Can we just be honest for a second? There's only potentially 5 cases, maybe, possibly 5, in the entire United States of America. The plane, where the last plane that they evacuated, they quarantined all those people. They're not here yet. They're going to make sure, keep them for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, make sure these jokers ain't got this virus. What are the chances? What are the chances? You have to make a cautious but not afraid. Exactly. And that's very different. When you're not operating in fear, you begin to, let me put this back up. You begin to operate in, up here, courage, right? Neutrality is like whatever. A willingness to change. Okay, you start operating out of these higher frequencies, passion, love, all of that. I'm no longer, remember, fear is below sexual desire. Can we just look at that for a second? Fear is below fear is even below pride. So I'm not even walking around all proud saying, I ain't gonna catch it, right? But it's fatal to people whose immune systems are compromised, who have respiratory illnesses, who have a history of serious respiratory, illnesses, being susceptible to these things. If you have an autoimmune disease, then I say do the things that should boost up your immune system, right? And you should be doing that anyway. You should be doing the probiotics. You should be doing the antioxidants. Now would be a fantastic time to go vegan. Can we just be real about that for a second? Because if they're talking about cook your meat thoroughly, well, how about just don't eat the darn meat? Right? There are things we can do. There are things we can eat, right? To bolster our immune system. There are our essential oils, all these sorts of things. Colloidal silver is awesome. Colloidal silver actually, and colloidal copper, I think too, actually boosts your immune system so much. It's crazy pants. Okay? It's nuts. But the point I'm making here is you cannot live your life in fear of everything. In fact, that is not where you're supposed to be living as a being of light and a light bearer. That is not where we're supposed to be living at all. That is not a position. Let me put this back up. That is way down here, not a position of power. I mean, clearly that's not a position of power. It's way down here on the vibrational frequency. If you are meditating on a regular basis and you have been working on raising your vibrational set point and you've worked super hard and you're getting up into this 500s, right? That's where we're trying to raise. That's where we are raising the Earth's vibrational frequency up to the 500s and beyond, probably about 540 to 6 somewhere. That's where we're moving towards more of an ultimate consciousness and enlightenment set point. If you're operating all the way up here, boo, why are you going to turn around and go all the way back down the darn ladder? Why? Why are you doing this? Why would you do this to yourself? You've worked so hard to get up here. And let me tell you what happens up here when you're operating in this 600 to 700, like anywhere 500-ish I'm even going to say, the low end of love is the love frequency. The healing frequency is about 428 to 432. That's where you can actually vibrate for physical healing. It's a super fantastic frequency to listen to if you ever listen to meditative music. You can do DNA repair at higher frequencies, but that's another story. So if you've gotten above that point, and that's from your heart chakra up. If you are operating from your heart chakra up to your crown, like this is where you're living. You're not living in the lower vibrational third dimension. Like this, your solar plexus chakra is never, ever, ever going to ascend to the point where it can communicate with the higher dimensions in the spirit world. That's all the upper chakra stuff. Okay? Can't do it. Your heart is the gateway. If your heart is filled with fear, it can't be filled with love. Love is a higher frequency than fear. Now you're operating below. If you're not operating up here, and you've worked so hard to open your third eye, unblock your crown, unblock your heart, and unblock your throat chakra, why are you choosing to be down here when you should be trusting your spiritual self to lead and guide you through this minefield that we call life? It has been, yeah. So why? When there's natural remedies, when you could be in like chats like this where we're talking about colloidal silver, colloidal copper, and colloidal or gold. I imagine the gold's going to be super expensive right now, but I imagine the silver and the copper you might be able to find at a reasonable rate. The choice is ours whether or not we're going to operate out of our third eye sight and our crown hearing, and we're going to operate at a spiritual power level that then actually rejuvenates your physical being. Do you know what happens when you become spiritually awakened? There's like dormant DNA, and there's been studies on this, dormant DNA that actually becomes activated in light beings, in people that have awakened. What does that dormant DNA do? It kind of blocks a lot of messaging coming in. You can go study it. Study dormant DNA. Study DNA activation. You know what else happens? You start unlocking different spaces in your mind. Why do we think that manifestation can only work for money, or work for a house, or work for a job, or work for getting a partner, or work? Why do we think that? Why can't we manifest a healthy being? Why can't we set our intention toward, I'm going to now have healthy habits? Why can't we do that? Because we can. We should not be limiting our manifestation, our spiritual walk, to solely what we can gain from it in the third dimensional realm as far as wealth and prosperity, as far as, material things. We should also be using it to manifest a healthy life, to be intentional about our healthy lifestyle, mental health, emotional health. Your walk on a day-to-day basis, how do I not live in fear? Because I walk a spirit-led walk. My life is led by my spirit first, then my mind, then my body. It goes in that order. Now, sometimes when I want chocolate chip cookies, I will tell you, my body does take over. A girl could lose a little fat on the land, okay? I'm not trying to say I'm Superwoman. I'm just saying, though, by and large, my day-to-day living is not based upon what I see in the physical realm. It's about what I know and what I see in the spiritual realm, seeing ahead of time. So, when I went to a follow-up doctor's visit, I was like, I got to go get some masks. She's like, take some from here. Because am I going to wear one in the DFW, in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport? You bet your bottom bippy I am. And am I going to wear a mask in the Seattle airport? Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I was around too many folk, baby. Too many peoples. And I hate wearing masks. God knows I detest it. However, I have to be smart. I have to be smart about it. I can't ignore it, but that doesn't mean that I'm living in fear of it. You know, people have said, aren't you afraid to fly? I'm like, listen, I can get hit by a car. I have a car accident. I love to fly. And at the end of it, can we all just put this out here? What is the real fear? The fear is death. If we're talking about illnesses, the fear is death. If we're talking about other fears, the greatest fear known to man is the fear of loss. When people are salespeople, this is what we use. The fear of loss. We don't want to feel like we're losing out on anything. So it could be fear of loss of life, loss of money, loss of maybe if I lose this man, I won't get another man or woman. Maybe if I lose this woman, I won't get another woman. Fear of being alone. All these fears are things we need to deal with energetically and heal and make them powerful. So with this coronavirus, it's this fear of death. Hi, Pumpkin. With the coronavirus, now who is that that's scared of cats? It's Wani. I know that probably. So this is Virgo, guys. Virgo's making her appointed time. Virgo gives kisses. And Gemini's going to be real mad at me and Virgo if I let Virgo sit over here too much longer. Now, she also licks my hand like a dog. So it's the fear of death. That's what this coronavirus is all about. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe, yes, that this is man-made. I believe, yes, that this was weaponized. I believe, yes, this was introduced into the Chinese population for a purpose. Very much so. And I don't believe we're being told the truth. Of course not. They're not telling us the truth about how widespread this is. They're not going to do that. So that's all third dimensional operation, right? If I believe that I'm operating and I know that I'm operating in my spirit, from my spiritual power and my spiritual self, this is the other state. Namaste. This is the other thing that we have to remember. If we are operating from a higher vibrational level, if we are operating in fifth dimensional living, if we are operating truly as bearers of light, indigo children, indigo beings, light workers, light warriors, enlightened ones, I am running out of titles. But if we believe that and we're bearers and bringers of light, why do we not believe that we will be notified of, be steered away from the darkness that is here? Why do we not believe that we can conquer that darkness, even if it's in our own personal life? Why do we not believe that? Do we really honestly believe that we are divine? And let me put something else out here. Let me help you understand something else. If you understand that this is not the true reality.
What is she using as a calling thing?
Hello? Is someone call in? Hold on.
Namaste.
Hold on. I don't think I meant for the lines to be open. Bear with me, guys. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hi.
So basically, I know where the coronavirus came from.
Go ahead, please.
It basically came from my massive ass cock, my nigger cock. I hate black people. Fuck you.
Wow. Okay, did you all literally just hear that? Was I the only one that heard that, or did you guys hear that? Okay. Hello? Okay. Hello?
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, how do I ascend into a higher level of thinking? Because I hate niggers.
Okay. Um I closed the phone down. I closed the phone lines down, guys. I do very much apologize. We're just not going to be able to have this conversation here like that. Okay. Okay. I closed the phone lines down. So, mods, if any of them pop in as trolls, then let's just get rid of them and block them, okay? Let's just get rid of them and block them. All right. You know what? I need to get a different deal so I can screen the calls. I have to figure that out with the lines that I'm using to be able to screen them. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, get rid of grown ass man. You better tell me you're not a troll really quick, because I'm not dealing with the bullshit tonight. Now I'm pissed. So grown ass man, if you can get it. Yeah, you can show that. You can show Saki's yeah, I need to figure out how to do that too. I just closed it down for right now because I couldn't deal with it. I'm gonna have to get with all those folks. All right, where were we? Boy, that just lit up the night now, didn't it? That just lit up the night. But let me tell you something, okay? I want you to see what literally just happened. I am not going to leak the numbers. I'm not going to dox anybody because you know what? They're sad. They're sad individuals, right? But literally what just happened, I'm talking about don't live in fear, right? Literally, don't live in fear. And what happens? I open up the fucking phone lines and these racist trolls come in. To do what? To try to incite fear. That's all that was trying to incite fear. Guess what? I'm still here. So did you, actually, I'm kind of glad that all just literally happened. Because that allowed you to see in real time what that process looks like. Right? What that process looks like. The process of, oh my God, what is this? Did you all hear that? Which I'm going to go in, of course, and edit right back out. But did you hear that? And then I'm like, holy cannolis. And then I'm like, what do I do? And then I answered the other phone call, which, again, I got to figure out with this Uber conference line how to not let that happen. Right? But and for those of you that are, melanated, right? You all know what that kind of thing can do. You all know that kind of thing can incite fear and anger in you immediately. Right? I had a choice. I could either give in to their fear and intimidation and where's my darn buzzer? Because I'm about to start cussing up a storm. I'm going to have to keep on buzzing myself. And give into their right? I could have gave into it all. But instead, I decided not to live in fear. I decided, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be super honest with you. For a hot second, I'm like, I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to shut this whole thing down. Forget it. I'm out. But you know what then the next thought was? Kiss my your mama, your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got mad. Anyway, my point being, we're having too much fun. Yes, and a little sadness and all of that, but I have a choice. I chose not to, and I chose to still be here. That is a perfect example right then and there of not living in fear. That is a perfect example of not letting lower vibrational energy take over you. Perfect example. Perfect example. Perfect example of I absolutely refuse to allow your small-minded garbage to invoke fear, discouragement, disdain. I'm not going to run scared. I'm walking in my power. So right here, right now, yeah, I don't have it open anymore. Right here, right now, I see I gotta put my peeps around here again. I see I gotta put my angels out here again against the trolls. I see I gotta put my ancestors out here and to stand guard, because you know I haven't done that in a while. I haven't had a good troll in a long time. Usually they come in the chat. I'm gonna tell you what the good chance is. What the good stuff is. They used to come in the chat. Now, when I first started reading and everything, I used to get all that kind of stuff. Yes, exactly. So in actuality, what the enemy made, you know, what those shadow energies, they don't want this message to get out. So let me just get into my bag now. You kiss my butt, okay? Kiss my natural black behind. That's what you can do if you're still watching, because you're probably not. You're not man enough to come and say anything. You're real big shit to sit back behind a damn phone and holler at a woman and call a woman out her name and say disgusting things to a woman. Hey, Google user, I'm on it now. So let me explain to you, how do you not live in fear? You walk in your power. That's how you don't live in fear. You don't let all of this. This is meant to keep us in a place where we don't speak our power, where we don't walk in our truth, where we don't walk in our greatness, where we don't walk in our purpose, and we'll retreat back into our homes and not do a damn thing. That's what this coronavirus is about. That's what all this fear is about. That's what racism is about. That's what sexism is about. That's what assaulting someone and talking bad about someone and all of this and all the emotional abuse and all of that is to keep us from actually getting in our bag and getting in our own purpose. But I refuse to be ruled by fear. I refuse to be ruled by doubt. I refuse to be ruled by guilt, shame, abuse. You don't get to do that to me, because I am a divine being. I am a divine being from the divine, walking in the divine. I am a light worker, a light bearer, and a light warrior. And if you continue on, I will send my ancestors after your ass. So please don't come and tell me with that anymore. You have to go on and walk in your power. Stop letting the world put you in fear. Stop letting the world put you in guilt and get into shame. That's not where you come from. That's not divinity. That's not God with a little g like. Hello. I'm sorry. Let me let you know what just happened. I had the call-in number up, and a few wonderfully racist people called in and said they knew where the coronavirus came from, their big you-know-whats, and that they hate the N-words. And then somebody else called in and then said, how do I ascend because I hate black people? And they just kind of kept calling and it was getting out of hand. It was a real quick troll run. I have to give it at them. They ran it for a second, but we stopped it. I will open that back up. I will open it back up in a few minutes, because I do want to talk to you all. And I'm not going to let them just not let me do it. So I had a choice. I could get in fear and shut this down, or I can go on and talk to you guys about not living in fear. And that's I gave you a real life example of not living in fear and walking in your power and living in your power and not running and hiding and not running away from it. I'm standing my ground and I'm still standing here. And I'm not going anywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying now? God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And hello, Google user. It didn't happen on YouTube, baby. It happened in my call-in number I had up. No, they didn't even have enough cojones. They didn't have enough gumption, enough courage to say anything in the chat. No. We must call in. Because then we could really get our racist rant off. Get out of here. At any rate, I wonder. My kittens are like, what in God's name is going on? I think I can actually block all those numbers. I think I can block them all. Let me see. I don't even know how to block them. Okay.
You are the first participant on this.
All right, guys, what I'm doing right now is I've talked enough. I don't even know what to do with this video now. I probably just need to leave it up. I am probably going to leave this video up. And I'm probably going to call it Listen to Lisa and not pay attention to no damn trolls. Moderators, do you have the call-in number? Oh, they tried it in the chat. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry for the discrepancy here, guys. Bear with me one more time. Here's the call-in number. I don't know why my other name is up here, but anyway. I want you guys, okay. So if one of you all want to call in, we're going to try this again. But I will tell you, I'm not for the crazy stuff. I believe that's the number. Let me just confirm that. Oh, sorry. That's not the number. Hold on. That's funny. I don't even know my own number. Oops. All right. That's the number. Call in there if you guys want to talk. Oh, that is. I put the right number in there. Okay, good. If you guys want to chit chat, call in here. 608-665-1785.
This call is being recorded.
608-665-1785. All calls are being recorded. So if you want to call in with some stupid crap, just know, not only will I have your number, because I have all the numbers that you idiots called from, I will be recording the calls. So, you know, if you want to do a hate crime online, feel free. Idiots. Oh, goodness. I don't even know if I should leave this video up, y'all. Should I leave this video up about not living in fear? I'm so sorry, guys. What is going on? Okay. Anyway, does anybody want to call in? If you guys don't want to leave it up, I'm gonna like rename it like "Don't Live in Fear of Racist Fools." I should like carve part of that out to hear how racist people are. Anyway, yeah, that's true, sweetie. I I might carve just that part out and just put up there like decide. But that's the whole point, right? Like, we have to be in a position where we don't let fear take us over. I can, so I'll have to like carve that part out and bleep it. Like, I know I can edit the bad words. It doesn't honestly matter to me if it gets monetized or it doesn't. I don't care. I want people to hear it. And I may just put their phone numbers up. This call came from, I think I'll put their phone numbers right across on the bottom of the video. Anyway, that totally derailed what I mean, it derailed it to an extent, but it didn't to a bigger extent, I guess. But that kind of derailed my purpose, right, of talking to you guys tonight. Oh, God, I'm so... Hello? Hello, caller 912? Hello, caller 912.
Hi, it's Autism Mommy. How are you?
Hello, love. Friendly voice.
Okay, so this time does my phone sound better? I'm calling from my mobile.
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I was able to watch the video. I came in a little bit late, but not as late to see the rude caller. And I'm a person that I like to hide when I'm faced with too much drama because I don't like a lot of confrontation. But when I watched what you did, it was so powerful, and it just gave me an example of a lot of courage, but in a decorum way, in a classy way, because you didn't let it break you, you didn't give up, and you spoke with authority. And that is something that sometimes I'm like, I want to speak with authority, and then I cower down or I double down when I feel like someone is, I guess, more powerful than me. And I sometimes I look at myself and I see myself as lower than a lot of people because I don't excel as well as everybody else. Don't get me wrong, I am a college graduate, but a lot of my friends that are college graduates, they're in their careers and they're flourishing and they're making good money, and I'm the one that is kind of like, you know, mom role, like mom brain. I'm doing everything with my children, and you know, a separated woman, and I see people when their marriages are good. I'm like, well, gosh, where's my place? and I'm not fit to say this, I'm not fit to say that. If someone gets upset with me, I've had people get upset with me and they broadcast stuff on social media, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go in a corner and pray, and hopefully things, will pass over. And then I noticed that when I do that, the same people again will be disrespectful. They'll say disrespectful stuff. They'll do disrespectful stuff. And I'm at the point now that, after speaking with you last week, and you were explaining a lot of stuff to me, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know about cleansing. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I'm so ignorant to this. I don't know. And that made me scared again. So it is such a beautiful thing to, be able to sit down for a minute and take a breather and watch this, because I'm learning so much. And I'm kind of
Good.
running off at the mouth, and I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we're here, and I'm glad that that was a real time example, right? That was like in real time to see how you can stand your ground. And we don't have to be, the rip on black women, right? Or black people in general. Like if we're just standing up for something, or we feel some type of way about something, then we going off like a bottle rocket and just, kind of ignorant and all that kind of stuff. Now, but we don't have to be, and most of us are not, right? Most of the vast majority of us are not. But, people can take you there to that point. But yes, you can stand your ground and be your authentic self and set your boundaries. And it's perfectly fine. No one should ever make you feel like you should run away from it, right? Now, I understand not wanting the confrontation, but also understand that that a lot of times conflict brings growth. And if somebody, I don't even know who I was talking to earlier today. I don't remember. But anyway, the subject came up that basically if you continue to let someone treat you in a certain way, maybe this was last night, if you continue to let someone treat you in a certain way, then you're teaching them how to treat you, and you're never really setting proper boundaries, and you're also not expressing your true desires. You're basically saying that your feelings, your emotions, your needs are lower and not as important as theirs. That's sacral chakra. We were talking about sacral chakra last night. That's what it was. So, and I kind of take that kind of like walking away thing. I kind of take that walking away thing as not being able to set proper boundaries and teach people how to treat you. Okay? So that's that get into that sacral chakra healing, honey. Get into that. Okay? Because that's going to help you a lot, be able to speak your piece. And also solar plexus healing, which is what we're going to get into next week, Friday, hopefully, before I leave town. We're going to get into solar plexus healing. So I'm glad I was here, honey. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful.
I appreciate you, and I know that everything happens for a reason. And watching that, because I was sitting here like, oh my gosh. But then that boldness came up in you, and I was like, I have to be like that. And I have to learn how to be able to speak with authority and mean it, and so that people will understand, you're not going to do this to me again.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you're getting there. You'll be there before you know it.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for calling. Thank you for watching. I love you.
Love you guys too, and everybody have a good night.
Thanks, honey. Bye. Unknown caller, you're on.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I was just calling because I wanted to to learn about the zodiac and the crystals and the healing with the faith and all of that, the zodiac.
Oh, that's a pretty deep subject. When, can tell me something a little bit specifically? Like, what about the zodiac are you kind of the most interested in, or where you at?
Well, as far as going really into spirituality,
Uh huh.
and to get away, I'm trying to get away from the Bible teachings
Oh, I understand.
and
Okay.
to
Okay. All right. So you might want to turn me down in the background now because you're on with me, and I don't have like a fancy one like some of my friends do. Um, but so this is the thing. I was a minister for a very long time. I'm an ordained minister still in the Christian church. I don't necessarily get away from the Bible teachings. I have built upon them. Because if you start watching me, more often, and if you go back and watch any of the older videos, I quote the Bible a lot, and I would not be where I'm at right now without my growth as a minister and in the prophetic ministry in Christianity. I just can't do the organized stuff anymore because I understand now that there is more to spirituality than what we're taught Sunday mornings or whenever in church. So I don't want anyone to ever get rid of completely their spiritual basis, their spiritual foundation, unless it is teaching you something that is against, is not with filled with love. So there are certain religions that if you're no longer a part of it, they'll literally your family won't talk to you anymore and all that kind of stuff, right? Anything like that, I feel that. Okay, good.
No, I worded it the wrong way. Is I want a new way of teaching, like would you say? Because I've watched some of your videos and I've got a lot of insight from you, and I found you from Ahmad's channel.
Oh, actually. Okay. That's wonderful.
So, I worded that kindly wrong.
And that's okay, honey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox then. I didn't mean to do that. Honey, I don't want them Christians running after me, child. They've been and try to burn me at the stake, baby.
No,
anyway.
It's been a while since I've been to church, but
yeah.
I grew up with that with my godmother but most people, my godmother, my mom and dad, they believed in the Bible and stuff. They read the Bible to us, but they didn't go to church. My godmother always took me to church.
Mm-hmm.
And, things like that. So it was a lot of things, that I feel like is different. And then my children, I didn't raise them in the church neither, because I didn't. So now they trying to show me different ways. So it's okay, I'm trying to open my mind to it and want to learn. I don't know how to explain it.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's a whole different world. Like my kids, my daughter, my youngest daughter was actually into astrology well before I ever got there. And now, she's running charts for people and she's like, Mom, I ran somebody's chart and did it, because we could talk about it now. We talk about a lot of it. And my son is he's still fairly Christian, but he's kind of leaning more towards spirituality. My oldest daughter is very much in the church and she's very rooted and grounded there. And I'm happy for her. I'm proud of her and she's doing her thing and she's getting into ministry. But yeah, they sometimes they lead us. So if I were to say anything to you, the first steps towards getting to know more and learning outside of Christianity, I would say, start meditating. And I'm on the channel. There's a playlist. It's the 7-day meditation challenge. And it can start you off. It's only 10 or 15 minutes a day. So it's not a long time. And I take you through 7 days. I was literally traveling that week too, which was kind of interesting. But 7 days, you're just kind of going into the meditation, because really the biggest thing when you come out of Christianity is learning to have a true one-on-one conversation with God. Like a true one-on-one conversation, a true one-on-one, and learning. The other biggest thing is learning that you are a divine being from the divine. And even God calls us this in the Bible. He calls us gods with a small g. And we were made in his likeness and image. I almost hate saying his anymore, because I don't feel like it can only be masculine, because you can't create anything with just a man. You have to have a man and a woman. So there has to be like, it's kind of more of a they, right? It's like they as one entity. But anyway, is learning that we're divine, and then starting to walk in our power. Because truly, even in the Bible, it says all power, Jesus said, all power I've given to you, right? And greater things than I have done will you do. So why are we not walking in that power? Even from Christian, even if we stay there, we're not walking in the power. So that's, to me, the biggest thing. That was one of the first light bulbs. Was I had always had a really good, I would say, relationship, and not religion, as far as my relationship with God, with Source, with Spirit. But freeing myself from the confines of structured Christianity allowed me to now see that there's love that operates in all in all religions. Actually, I went ahead and found there was a messianic message in all religions, from way back, the Mayans, all the way up, right? So it just helped me realize that God's not that petty. God's not that petty, and he's a big God, and everybody, love is love. So I would say meditate first to kind of get to know yourself and get used to that communication between yourself being your spirit person, and with Supreme Spirit or God. That's where I would say begin. And then, hopefully you'll continue to watch on this channel, and I try to bring all of this stuff into what makes sense, right? I try to bring some sense to it. If you want to know more about Zodiac as well, there's my very dear friend Shonda Rise, and she's got a channel, and she teaches the Zodiac from a very I would say personal space. No, it's astrological. I think it's she keeps changing the name of her channel. Astrology Conversations, I think. So, but if you find Shonda Rise, you'll find her, and I'm putting it in the chat. So if you find her channel, like, she also does teach. She's a Scorpio though, so I'm a Cancer, so I'm very nurturing, right?
I'm Cancer too.
See, there you go. So we're very nurturing and all that stuff.
And I like to thank you, because this is my fear. So you're helping me with my fear.
Good. I'm glad. So just stay on this walk with us. We'll go on it together, okay?
Okay.
All right, dear. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you, and thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I'll go back in the chat.
Okay, hon.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, 215. You're on the air.
Oh, I am?
Yes. Hello.
Okay. I have you mute on my laptop because I know y'all say turn it down or whatever. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Okay, first and foremost, I clicked on your video because I did come over from Armand's channel. I kind of went down like a rabbit hole with tarot, right? But I clicked on your video because Like, I feel like I've always been, like, that's my fear. Like, I've always been a person that lives in fear. So when I have multiple options, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I'm faced with, like, just having, like, anything where I have to make a decision. So I was like, okay, like, the tarot, right? So I just started watching all these videos on, like, my sign and, like, a lot of stuff, the ways that, like, I've been feeling and everything is, like, pretty accurate, and it's really, like, freaking me out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm to the point where I'm just like, okay, yeah, now that I know all this stuff, it's more so, it's only enlightening more fear in me, because really the stuff that's been predicted is, like, someone from your past has come back or whatever. And now that I know all this information, it's like, what do I do? I have a deck of cards. Like, I'm literally studying and everything. But, and I keep getting not crazy cards, but, like, cards that keep correlating from what I know so far, like, within the definition and meaning from when, like, I see the card with the videos that I've been seeing on YouTube or come across my timeline.
Okay. So is this the fear of what the heck is going on? Am I really, like, gifted? Or is this a fear of what do I do with the information I've been given? Or is it both?
It's both. It's like,
Okay.
what do I do? Because I'm only really studying for I just wanted for self-discovery, I guess.
Okay.
But then I don't really know, like, if that's the way in, like, as far as studying, because I think I did see one woman mention that that's not what you should do it for. But I just want more answers. Like, I'm like, okay, it's being predicted and this may happen, but what do I, how do I live with the fear of the unknown, basically?
Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. So listen, first of all, okay.
Also, do you have any tips for any, like, spreads that I should be doing, or do you sense that I don't know.
Okay, you're really gonna not like me really right now. So hang on one second. I want you to I want you to hear me out first, okay? Because I'm coming to you from, This is Auntie Mama talking. I'm not sure how old or young you are. So I could be old enough to be your mama, or I could just be your auntie. I don't know, either one. So what I first want you to do actually is to learn to, just like I was telling the last caller, learn to meditate. I need you to learn to trust your higher self first, because the cards hold no power. Okay? The cards hold no power. The cards are only a tool for those of us who are intuitive to help tune us in. I went through for years as a prophetess in the church and never picked up a tarot card and could read everybody's mail and then went on to tell them and give them the message that God was giving me. So first of all, I need you to understand that you have to trust your own spirit and trust that your spirit is going to guide you, that your true higher self is going to guide you and lead you the way that you should go. That's building up that self-power, right? That understanding that I am, first of all, a spiritual being living a human experience. So your spirit person, your spirit woman, sees into all of eternity. It can see it lives an eternal life. And right now it's chosen for this time period to be here on earth. Okay? Living this human experience to learn whatever it is we're supposed to learn. Now, we spend, and CJ, thank you, we spend our lives discovering the truth about ourselves. So to do the tarot for self-discovery, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because that's what I did too. But don't get obsessed with it. Because if you keep on meddling in energies, like, So like, let's say, so you got a reading from Armand, I'm assuming, and I don't know whom else, or maybe you've just been watching. I would whittle this down to 1 to 2, no more than 3 readers that you watch on a regular basis, because otherwise it's you don't know where to focus your energy and intention. Okay, you don't know where to focus, and then you're gonna get all like wigged out and be like, I don't know what to do. Well, right, because you're like getting too much information from too many different sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't do it. And even yourself, I would not be. I have had friends that will pull tarot cards every day for themselves. And I'm like, well, depending on what you're seeking to know, it can become borderline obsession. And then and especially if you're new at the cards, you might not understand that the death card is not a bad thing. Right? The death card just means something has to die so that something else can live. It's a transformation card. It's like a phoenix card. To me, that's a good card. You need to let something go. You're transforming. You're doing all this stuff, right? So just be careful you're not assigning too much power to these things that are just laminated pieces of cardboard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But it's like things just keep, and even before the tarot, like even before that, even before me knowing about it, even before all of that, like I had a falling out with someone. You know how you just know, and I'm just like, I don't know, but I do appreciate your advice.
So you're gifted. So wait, I haven't finished. You're not done yet, baby. You're gifted. You're empathic. No, you're empathic. You're intuitive. You don't understand where you're gifted yet, but you are.
I'm literally reading definitions. Like I don't feel that. I just feel like.
Okay, so what did you just say to me? That you know stuff before it happens, right?
Well, okay. It's one thing that I do want to pick up on and share with you too is that a job offer I recently just got, it was a greater offer than what I had applied for. And I don't know, I'm turning it down. I just turned it down because most people are like, why would you do that? Like, you know, because the money and all these things.
Yep.
But the people that I met so far, it's something about the way that they're trying to get me into the position, and I'm young. It's a managerial position, you know. I don't trust it, but I don't know. But
you're afraid. You're afraid. Are you afraid you can't do it? Be honest, baby.
A part of me is yes.
Mm-hmm.
I am, but then I also just recently left another position because I felt like I was taking on too much.
Okay.
Like, as far as like mentally and like anguish, you know, like internally.
Right.
So I don't want to go to that. So it's like, why would I go to something I don't, you know, I know what I want. That's not what I want. You know, I sound crazy.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't sound crazy at all. If you know within yourself, and in fact, I'm going to give you a lot of praise for it, because you know enough in yourself to know, hey, wait, I might not be ready for it, or this is not really what I want to do. And I commend you for knowing yourself well enough to know that. I really do. Okay. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing. I think that you are on your way, you know, to understanding to being in walking an enlightened walk, probably a lot more than you understand. So when I say you're gifted, that doesn't necessarily mean everybody that's gifted doesn't have to get on YouTube or do anything like that, right? You don't have,
Right.
your gifts can be used in a multitude of different ways. We need engineers and teachers and leaders and entrepreneurs and secretaries and all sorts of people that are enlightened and light workers, right?
Mhm.
So we need that. So that means that you can to be gifted. I use my empathic and my intuitive gifts all day in my job. All day. And I'm not doing any energetic healing. Trust me, I'm just tapping in like, I know you feeding me a line of BS right now. And then but I use it, and I've always used it and never really realized I was using it, but I've used it for a good purpose, not a bad purpose, for a good purpose. So being gifted doesn't necessarily mean that. The fear of the unknown is this. You find yourself being less fearful of the unknown the more you trust your spirit to be guiding you. And the more you are self-partnered, the more you realize you are more than enough, that you are enough. You have everything within you that you need to succeed and more. You have been given and came here with everything you needed to fulfill your purpose and more. You do not need anyone else to fulfill you. You do not need to fulfill anyone else's desires, dreams, or anything about you. You get to do you. Okay? That's your responsibility, is to do you. And walk
Thank
your
you.
walk. Yes. So, meditation teaches you how to listen to your higher self and not your mind. Okay? So, again, you as well, if you get a chance, go to my guided meditation. It's a 7-day meditation channel. It's a playlist. Go through it. It'll get you into, if you haven't really meditated with a purpose or whatever, it'll just teach you to get into a really nice little meditative flow. And then I do some live meditations on here as well. But go do that and get to know you. And you'll be and you're going to be amazed at how much safer and more powerful you feel.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. Okay.
You're welcome,
Thank
honey.
you. It
You're
was a
welcome.
pleasure. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Wow. See, that was awesome. That was amazing. I'm just kind of checking the chat. The classes are not on my channel already. They were on my website. It was like, I taught tarot. I think we did 5 weeks, but I taught like the major arcana, so it's Rider-Waite based, major arcana, minor arcana, and all the while, we're learning how to utilize our intuitive gifts. So I like to do a class where I have a number of people so you guys can do readings on one another. And then I teach you a few spreads, because I don't typically, actually, you guys will be like, what, woman? I usually don't use too many spreads. Like, I didn't learn all that stuff. I just didn't. I mean, because I'm going by my intuition. And when I try to use a spread, it don't work. You're welcome, sweetie. When I tried to do a spread, child, it don't work. I tried to do a spread last night for the coronavirus. That's what I was going to do, is I was going to do a spread on the coronavirus. Someone in here had done a spread and had texted me about it or DM'd me about it, and then I DM'd them. Anyway, long story less long. I was like, well, let me do this spread and see what happens. Bye. Couldn't even do it. I love the Moonology deck, by the way. I don't use that enough. Okay, wait. Does it matter what time of day? It does not matter. It just whatever is most comfortable to you. I don't make it into some big thing. So if it's easier for you to meditate after the kids have gone to bed at night, do it. If it's easier for you to meditate in the morning before the kids get up, do it. Whatever feels good to you, do it. Yeah. It does take a long time to learn. I'm still learning the tarot. Now, at this point, I have too many decks. So I can't even begin to tell you how many Oracle decks. And I will say this, if you would just want to, I do like, CJ, what you said, like the Angel Oracle decks. I like that a lot. Oh, good, Sandra. I'm going to redo those too. I'm going to do like updated ones. But Oracle decks are super, super easy to go on the tarot journey with. I have Angel Oracle decks. I have the messages from angels. I'm looking right here. I've got 5 decks literally probably sitting here. I've got the Chakra Insight Oracle. This is just what's on my table I was using. I've got the Lightworkers Oracle. My main tarot deck that I use is the Thelema deck. Now this is kind of Thoth based, but I still like it. It's still kind of lighter weight. It's the Thelema deck, and then there's the Arcanum deck, and I think they're coming out with one more in like a trilogy of decks. I've got the Energy Oracle deck. This is just what's sitting here. And I've got my Game of Thrones deck sitting here. The Sex Tarot deck is upstairs because Armand had me on his channel using the Sex Tarot deck. And then I've got Moonology. Oh, what other ones do I have on here? Oh, wait. I will tell you that tarot decks do get addicting. Once you really get into it, if you're reading for other people too. I have the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. This is a powerful deck. Now, if this is for a little bit more advanced, and there's also an Oracle deck that goes with that I need to buy next. The Chakra Wisdom Oracle. This is a really good deck. Oh man, I love her interpretations. And I don't even know. I don't even know how many decks I have now. It's not even funny. And then I have like one of those Lenormand decks, like the original divination decks. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, guys, I don't have anybody else calling in, so I'm gonna close this line. Okay, which one? Oh, the Sex Tarot, honey. We get into some things, as my friend Armand says. We can get into some things. We got into some things that night I was on there. Yeah, I mean, meditation while fasting is fabulous. Or while fasting, after fasting. That's great. Yeah, that Sex Tarot deck is something else, child. What else? Anyway, so you can get into it. Like now it's like I'll go grab a deck. I've got Archangel Power deck. I've got, what else do I have? Messages from Angels, the Love Oracle deck, Whispers of Love Oracle deck. I don't use those. I don't resonate with those. I've got an straight up Angel Tarot deck. I've got the mythology for Greek mythology. I've got that too. Cheese and rice. There's probably about four. I've got an Isis Oracle deck, the Gilded Tarot deck. I have a deck for every possible outcome. Anyway, this turned into a really good conversation. I'm so glad. And yes, I will leave this up. Probably rename the chat, Lisa deals with trolls. Lisa deals with racist trolls and doesn't operate in fear. All right. Okay, guys, the pics on that Sex Tarot deck. Oh, while you guys are here, while I've got my folks here and we're about to wind it down because I need to, I've got a reading I got to get done now here in 10 minutes. Do you guys like this? Like, I know I do the tarot and everything. Do you guys enjoy these call-in shows where we can discuss these things? They're like chips too. Yep, when they speak to you, they sure do. Do you like this stuff where we can call in and talk? Because I'll continue to do them. I kind of like having the time to talk to y'all. Some of this conversation I'm going to probably move over to Patreon so I can not get the people's. Like for like $1 a month or something, you can get access to some of these conversations. Standing up to racist trolls. Yes, I love it. That's what I'm going to put. I'm going to call it. Don't live in fear. Standing up to racist trolls. I'm just going to snip that part out. Bam. And then as far as astrologically, I would like to do some astrological charts. Like, you know, like I loved doing that Kobe Bryant video with Armand. And I'd like to do some more with Armand and not with Armand, like on my own. I've wanted to do celebrity astrology for a while, and I think that maybe I should and just drop those videos. But what do you guys think? I know you all too sweet. I know at some point you like. What about celebrity stuff? Or do you guys not care? Because, I mean, it's hard to say which one or the other. Sometimes I find it interesting. But we will have some more of these conversations, definitely. This is going to be an every Sunday thing. Next Sunday I'll be on the West Coast for work. I'll be in Seattle. So I'll be coming to you from my hotel room. That'll be interesting. Thank you. That's exactly what I want it to be. Mommy, a safe place to learn. Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure that out. If y'all want any celebrity things, if y'all want me to talk about any world issues, do some astrology or intuition on some world issues that are happening. A while back, I did one on the impeachment, and some people was like, girl, but anyway, it was trash. Not the thing, not the video, but it was just, this all been just a big old waste of time. Anyway, okay, well, you all give me, like, put in the comments, email me, admin@heartofinspiration.net. If you have any thoughts, I've got 3 more 30 for 30 slots left as well, because we're going to wrap it up. So for usually 30 minutes with me is $60. An hour with me is usually $100. That's just what it is, like session wise. So you can either book intuitive reading that could include astrological transits, mediumship, or energy work for $30. 30 for 30. I have 3 more slots for those left. I put a very limited number of slots. They went quickly. I have 3 more left. And then once they're sold out, they're going to be sold out for a minute. You can also get a natal chart interpretation for $29.95 on my website, heartofinspiration.net. And then I think I'm only going to leave the 2020 forecast up for probably another couple of weeks. I'm not leaving that up for very much longer. You're right, Sandra. You're right. I gotta be real. I got to do what makes me happy. This makes me happy. Doing the empath protection program makes me happy. Teaching makes me happy, and then doing, tarot and stuff does too. So, and astrology. So we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. It's ever evolving. I kind of want to get back into my astrology bag. But we'll be talking about the full moon this coming week. So I'll be in my astrology bag. Oh, we got a lot to do this week. God dang it. I just thought about that. We have a whole lot to do. We got to talk about the full moon in Aquarius, Leo. We have to talk about how it's going to impact each sign. We have to do the meditation for the full moon. Ooh, we got a lot of work to do for this full moon, y'all. Let's get it. Hey, Miss Suri. How are you, lovey? Okay. I got to go, guys. I got a session in 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here with me through the racist troll call-ins. I am going to rename this. I should probably find out. I should probably timestamp it. I'll be on the phone for a little bit, though, so I don't know if anybody, after it's up here, one of my mods, if you want a timestamp when the person called in, real life demonstration, basically, feel free. It was pretty early, though, like maybe a half hour in. That's crazy. But wow. But it was the best thing that could have happened. So, all right, guys, I love you. Okay. I probably won't see you tomorrow because I did my weekend forecast already. Unless I get back from the Super Bowl festivities early, and then I'll be missing y'all. And if anybody asks me, who do I think is going to win? I do think the Chiefs are going to win. I think they're going to win by 14. Oh. Sounds good to me. Chiefs by 14. Now, if you go betting and you lose, don't come back at me. I don't want to hear about it. I know. Listen to me. I'm very glad January is over. I'm very glad January is over. I done had it. I'm through. I'm glad we get into February, which means March is coming up, which means, and this is a leap year. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, I gotta go. I can't keep talking. I gotta go, y'all. Okay, I'll see. Hey, Tiff. Tiff, soon as I'm off of here, I'm calling you, girl. As soon as I'm done, I'm trying to get off. You hear me? Okay, guys. Y'all might see me tomorrow after the Super Bowl, okay? You might. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys. Remember to always live life in spirit. Namaste. Bye-bye.